Wages in this country went backwards under 7 years of this failing, miserable government, even before the COVID economic crisis, according to OECD data. And one of the big reasons is because casualisation of the workforce has gone way too far and workers can never bargain for a pay rise. There are millions of Australian workers now that cannot get a permanent job. They want a permanent job, but they're stuck on casual contracts or these insidious labour hire firms that have gone way beyond what they were originally for, a bit of surge, a bit of unexpected work. And they now constitute the dominant share in some industries and companies of the workforce. Now, some people choose this, fair enough, but for most people they don't. It means they can't get a loan, they can't get a home loan. How can you ever buy a house if you can't get a home loan because you're stuck on a labour hire contract? You have no sick leave, as we saw from the pandemic. What that did to our health systems. The sick people felt they had to go to work with the virus. They had poorer OH&S outcomes and an increased chance of wage theft and exploitation. Now, they were originally used for surge and seasonal work, and there are many reasons now, though, why employers are increasingly using them. They use them to cut costs and cut wages. They get around unions, so unions can't actually collectively bargain for a pay rise, and they get greater control over their workers, because the fact is labour hire inherently splits the contractual and the control relationship. That's what it does. The contractual relationships with the labour hire firm, the day-to-day controls is with the employer. What that means is it's much easier to exploit employees and workers, to cut corners on safety, to cut wages, when you can literally just flick off your labour hire worker overnight if they speak up about anything. They ask for a pay rise, gone. If they say, hang on, that safety practice isn't right, gone. In the case of the government, they shifted out the permanent public servants, didn't they, and replaced them with labour hire workers who are not going to call out their blatant illegality with robo-debt. The federal court called them out on that scam, but the labour hire workers knew if they spoke up, they'd be given the flick overnight. That's exactly what happened. The workers who choose this, fair enough, but it's no longer a minor add-on, a small bit of flexibility at the margins. In some sectors, for example mining, labour hire is now significant, even the majority of the workforce. Right up in north central Queensland, I've been up there, I've seen it in Rockhampton. Two people doing the same job side by side, one of them paid 30 to 40% less because the labour hire firm clips the ticket on the way. One reason that wages are falling under the Liberals, even before COVID, they don't like talking about this, do they? Their fake good economic record, wages in this country went backwards under 7 years of this failing, miserable government, even before the COVID economic crisis, according to OECD data. And one of the big reasons is because casualisation of the workforce has gone way too far and workers can never bargain for a pay rise. That's how the employers like it, which means we need structural changes to the rules. Structural changes. Now, a decent government would address this. They'd learn the lessons of the pandemic, the vulnerabilities revealed in our society, but not this mob. Instead, the Morrison government actually passed laws with their good mate Senator Pauline Hanson and their mate Clive Palmer, now the leader of the Palmer Party, to entrench this unfairness. Anti-workers. Pauline Hanson, Clive Palmer, they're all just Liberals in drag, in disguise. Now, a Labor government will end the labour hire rorts. We've got a clear plan for this, that rip off casual workers. Workers doing the same job should get the same pay. It's a simple, compelling and fair proposition. It's part of Labor's Secure Australian Jobs plan. We'll overturn the government's nasty scheme, end the rorts and restore rights to workers. Now, this is really important stuff. You know, Deputy Speaker, we get to choose the kind of society we want to be. We don't just all have to walk like lemmings off the cliff, off to the free market, where employers have all the rights and workers do what they're told. We don't have to be that passive. There are choices that we could make. The government always talks about flexibility. It's funny, isn't it? The solution to every economic problem that the government sees is a cut to wages and more rights for employers and cut workers' rights, always. Well, this mad ideology now has infected the public service. That privatisation by stealth through labour hire workers is trashing the Commonwealth public service. Tens of thousands of jobs in the public service are now labour hire. It wastes money, paying an overhead to a firm instead of employing a public servant. The Auditor-General found $2 billion to labour hire workers in the last few years. No job security, it's unfair, differential pay, someone doing the same job gets less, they don't get the same training, and we lose the capability for the taxpayer and the services degrade. Got the Veterans Affairs Minister now employing McKinsey, we learnt, to fix services in Veterans Affairs. Well, why didn't you just employ the public servants instead of labour hire workers? They cut the public servants, bring in labour hire workers and then bring in the overpriced consultants who are mates of the government to try and sort it all out. It's a scam and a sham.